नमस्कार। वेलकम टू टुडेज एक्सप्लेनर। आज हम एक ऐसी यात्रा पर चलेंगे जो सिर्फ नक्शे पर नहीं बल्कि पृथ्वी के गर्भ में शुरू होती है। Today we're taking a deep dive into an absolute masterclass on Uttarakhand's geography. Specifically, we're decoding chapter 2. And listen, we aren't just going to memorize facts today. We're going to truly understand the fundamental how and why of this magnificent landscape. आइए शांति से और पूरे फोकस के साथ इसे समझते हैं।
Before we throw any data around, एक बार ठहर कर सोचिए, दुनिया के सबसे ऊंचे और विशाल पहाड़ यहीं क्यों हैं? Have you ever wondered what forces of nature literally conspired to push the earth up to the heavens in this specific spot? Keep that curiosity alive, because today we are going to uncover the scientific truth behind this incredibly dramatic topography. तो आज का हमारा रोड मैप कुछ इस तरह है। First, location and boundaries. Second, geology and tectonic plates. Third, the major Himalayan ranges. Fourth, glaciers, rivers and lakes. And finally, number 5, valleys and alpine meadows.
Section 1. Location and boundaries. The big picture.
अगर आप भारत के नक्शे को ध्यान से देखें, तो उत्तराखंड is strategically nestled right up in the northern part of India. We're looking at a total area of approximately 55,683 square kilometers. For the hardcore geography students noting down the coordinates, it sits right between 28 degrees 43 minutes and 31 degrees 27 minutes north latitude. Honestly, it's the absolute crown jewel of northern India's topography.
अब थोड़ा माइक्रोस्कोपिक लेवल पर आते हैं। Uttarakhand acts as a highly sensitive geographic bridge. To the north, it shares an international border with China's Tibet Autonomous Region. To the east, you have Nepal. You see, these aren't just invisible lines on a map. They define a very crucial ecological and geopolitical zone, which is bounded domestically by Uttar Pradesh to the south and west and Himachal Pradesh to the northwest. Section 2. Geology and tectonic plates, the origin story. The absolutely crucial concept here is tectonic collision. ऐसे समझिए, मान लीजिए दो बेहद भारी ट्रक्स एक दूसरे से टकरा रहे हैं, वो भी एक्सट्रीम अल्ट्रा स्लो मोशन में। This isn't some ancient event that ended, it's an ongoing process that began 50 million years ago. The Indian plate is relentlessly pushing northwards, literally smashing into the Eurasian plate. Since neither side is backing down, the land crumples upwards. That upward crumple? Those are the Himalayas. The ground beneath your feet in Uttarakhand is, right at this very moment, still rising.
ना जब इतनी बड़ी टक्कर होगी तो जमीन पर निशान तो पड़ेंगे ही, right? This massive collision scars the region with deep geological fault lines, most notably the Himalayan frontal thrust or HFT and the main central thrust or MCT. Think of these as the Earth's crumple zones, where the Indian plate is actively being dragged underneath. ये जमीन अभी भी अपने अस्तित्व के भीतर एक उथल-पुथल से गुजर रही है. And that is exactly why the state is so incredibly seismically active. Earthquake preparedness here isn't just theory for a textbook, it's a daily way of life.
तो अगर हम इसे chronologically देखें, this landscape was born in 3 distinct stages. First, that violent tectonic collision we just talked about. Second, immense pressure forces ancient sedimentary rock that was once sitting quietly at the bottom of the prehistoric Tethys Sea, to fold and uplift thousands of meters straight into the sky. And finally, stage 3, glacial carving. Once these massive peaks catch snow, giant rivers of ice slowly, patiently grind down the rock, sculpting the dramatic, steep valleys we see today.
Section 3. Major Himalayan ranges, the majestic results.
Broadly speaking, to really wrap our heads around it, we can categorize the topography of Uttarakhand into 2 magnificent halves. On the western side, you have the Garhwal Himalayas. This is the truly rugged heartland, home to soaring, spiritual peaks like Nanda Devi and Trishul. Then, on the eastern side, you have the Kumaon Himalayas, which are defined by stunning valleys, serene lakes, and the mighty Pindari Glacier. Mentally organizing the terrain into these 2 boxes really helps you deeply grasp its geographical diversity.
The gradient here is literally mind-boggling. We're talking about a shift from 300 meters down in the foothills to nearly 8,000 meters in the high altitudes. Nanda Devi sits at a staggering 7,816 meters, making it the highest mountain entirely within India. Then there's Kamet at 7,756 meters and the famous Trishul at 7,120 meters, which actually resembles a divine trident. In the shadow of peaks like these and the majestic Charkamba, geography naturally gives birth to spirituality. These mountains are quite literally the pillars of the sky.
Section 4. Glaciers, Rivers and Lakes, the Land of Rivers.
क्योंकि altitudes इतने extreme हैं, Uttarakhand basically acts as a giant, life-giving water tower for the rest of India. That tectonic uplift we discussed, it created the perfect high-altitude catchments for massive systems like the Gangotri, Kedarnath and Pindari glaciers. Gangotri famously gives birth to the Bhagirathi, which of course becomes the sacred Ganges. Alongside other powerful rivers like the Yamuna, Alaknanda and Mandakini, this ancient glacial carving also gifted us with pristine, high-altitude lakes like Nainital, Bhimtal and Hemkund, ultimately sustaining millions and millions of lives downstream.
Section 5. Valleys and Alpine Meadows, the Ecological Treasures.
पत्थर और बर्फ से थोड़ा आगे बढ़ते हैं. You have to notice the visual relief from all that stark, rugged rock. The exact same violent, chaotic geological history that pushed up the mountains also created these incredibly lush, high-altitude alpine meadows, which are locally known as bugyals. Places like the famous Valley of Flowers showcase an absolute explosion of biodiversity just below the snowline. It's a beautiful reminder that even in a landscape born of such intense tectonic chaos, nature always finds a space to create breathtaking beauty.
As we wrap up this chapter, एक सवाल मैं आपके लिए छोड़ना चाहता हूँ. जब भूगोल इतना कठोर और अस्थिर है, तो यहाँ का जीवन और संस्कृति इतनी लचीली कैसे है? When the underlying geology is constantly shifting, fracturing and moving, how is the human spirit built upon it so incredibly resilient? It goes to show that geography doesn't just shape rocks and rivers, it shapes the very soul of the people. Thank you so much for joining me in this explainer today. Keep exploring, keep questioning, and I'll see you in the next one.